What's up, guys? Welcome back to Geta and Don. I'm your host, John Geta. And let me tell you something. The other day, I was talking to some guy, and I was like, "What do you do for work?" We were chatting, we were yapping about random stuff, as I do all the time. And he is like, "I'm actually a retail Jedi." And he started talking about some random stuff, and I was like, "Oh, so we're joking around, we're playing around, playing kids' games." And I was looking at him for a little bit, and he was going on for a while. I was like, "Is this guy actually serious?" So I was like, "So you're actually a retail Jedi? What is this, Star Wars?" And he looked at me. He's like, "No, it's a position." And I was like, "So where do you do this at?" He said, "I'm at Walmart. At Walmart, I'm a retail Jedi." I was like, "What? A retail Jedi?" And my thoughts can only go so far in what I think that means. So he started telling me that a lot of stores now change the names of positions to make it more be more energetic for people and more creative. And basically, a retail Jedi is someone that's like very advanced and knows a lot about sales and customer service. So I guess, if you're like really good at something, if it's being labeled as a Jedi, is what I took from it. So that was interesting hearing about that. I think a lot of job titles are very fascinating. One I always found really fascinating was I had gotten a job for being a lead generator. And I'm sure some of y'all probably have as well. It doesn't really take much experience. They hire a lot of people like that, but they fire like that. So I was a lead generator, and I'll tell my friends about it. I was like, "Yeah, I'm a lead generator. I do this, I do that." And it's like a sales thing. And the whole time they thought I was selling generators. And I thought that was like a hoop of selling generators. And what a lead generator is, for people that don't know, is you generate leads in like sales business. So you're the person that goes around. A lot of times it could be door to door, or it could be like at a certain store. And you create leads by talking to people and kind of like getting their interest. A lot of times it's cold calling, kind of calling, but it's not really calling, it's in person. And you're like kind of getting them interested. And if they're interested in the product you're selling, then it becomes a lead. And then it goes over and you hand that off to someone else. You'll write the number down or something, and you give it to the salesman, and the salesman will talk to them and try to close the lead itself. And that becomes a sale. That's loud. My window was really loud right now. I'm sorry. But yeah, so a lot of people thought I was selling generators, and the whole time I was just creating leads, which wasn't as cool. But fun thing is, I got fired from that job a few months later. Real fun story right there. Basically, going into that, I worked that job for like 4 or 5 months, I'd say. And I was like kind of chilling about it. I made a sale on my second day. Well, I didn't make the sale, but I got the lead, and I convinced the person to be interested, and she was very interested in it. And then I gave it off to the salesman. The salesman made the sales. But technically, I didn't make the sale, but I tell people I did, because it sounds so much cooler when you say that you made the sale. And I tell people I made the fastest sale in company history, which was true. On my second day of work, the other guy closed the sale for me, and it went down as my sale. So I got fired from that job. I started off hot, and I surely got cold, and I got really, really cold. And like I said, with those, they fire quick. So technically, everyone that was hired at the same time as me, we all got fired. Actually, one guy didn't, because he was doing really good. He was really good. I remember he would get like probably 100 leads a week, and that was pretty impressive. That's some good stats right there. Like 100 something leads, but there would be some guys that come in and get like 9 checks. Like some people would get a check for every sale. You would want to get another check, or you could just get it all at once. I don't know why he did that, but he would do that. And I was like, what the heck? Some advanced guys out there. He got invited to all these all these award ceremonies and all that, and he would walk in and be like, "Man, I don't want to go to all that. Oh, I had to go last year. I don't want to go again." I was like, "Wow, man, look at this guy. Big deal right here. Big boy. Sale generator of the year. Lead generator of the year, I guess." But yeah, I was fired from that job. I was actually walking to class, and I was telling my friend about how to go to work. Because the thing about being a lead generator for a lot of the positions is that you get to go in whenever you want. You create your own hours. So I would just like go in at random times when I felt like it. Basically, when I felt like it, I went in. And when I was in my class, I was like, "Dang, man, I just got a message." I was like, "Oh, who texted me?" I look, and they created a group chat saying that they let us go. I remember one girl said, "Can I file for unemployment?" And our boss texted, he's like, "Unemployment? You're not being let go. You're being fired for not being able to do the job you were paid to do." And I started laughing. She got me good. She got all of us good. It was a good hoot and a holler, if you ask me. But yeah, we were released. We were let go and never seen from again. I may have kept some things from that job, and they may have asked for it a few times, and I may never get back. But if you're watching this, Karen, I'm sorry. We were good friends. I did a lot of things for you, and I was fired after, but I'm sorry. But yeah, that's the thing about being in sales is that it's very quick. It's very like, you got to go. You got to go. And technically what I'm going to start a new job soon. And it's me being a media manager. And it kind of does have to do with sales because I'm closing leads on side of it. I have a lot of meetings with people. So that's going to be very interesting. We're going to see how that goes. And I'm officially leaving the customer service industry, which I've been doing for a few years now. And it's time for me to walk away. And it's very interesting because I feel like a lot of jobs, you like the people, but you don't like the job. I feel like that's a big thing, is that a lot of people like the people, but I do not like the job. And it kind of balances out after a while. But at the end of the day, people are going to be, you're going to see people everywhere. You're going to meet new people all the time. That job is always going to drag you down. It's always going to mentally drain you. It's always going to put you on this thing, especially if you're not getting anything from the job. If it's just a job you have in the meantime, because as they describe to me, there's a job and there's a career. If it's just a job and you hate the job, then why are you working there? Why are you working there? That's what I ask myself. And as I was telling myself, because I tell a lot of people, I talk to them and I'm like, all right, so you work here and you want to do this, but this has nothing to do with this job. So then why are you here? Especially if they already have a degree, especially if they're already getting a little older and they want to pursue something and they talk about how they want to do this, they want to do that. Then why aren't you trying to? Why not try? Why not try? That's something I always tell people is why not give it what you got? Because jobs like this, you could always go back to. You could always come back. I know it's comfortable. I got really comfortable. I love talking to people. I love seeing them every day. You get used to these people. You see them. I've been working there at this location. I've been working there for like 7 months. So you get used to seeing these people. You get used to always talking to them, always doing that. But it's time. It's time. I'm nervous about it, but it's time. And that's why you're going to start seeing these every day, because I'm going to have more time, because I'm not going to have a set schedule every day. It's going to be more of, I have to get this done, I have to get this done, I have to get this done. So yeah, I know I started ramming it off. I yap. I always yap. Get used to it, especially if you've been watching these. I know you know that I yap. But that's it for today, guys. I hope y'all have a good one. Once again, this has been Get It and Done, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.